Yo, 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 yo. What is up, podcast? Welcome to the show. This is the smoking section with your host, Big Corpse. Listen, first and foremost, I hope everyone is good. We are still in the middle of a global pandemic. And I hope everyone's good. I hope you're safe. I hope that you're healthy. And my prayers go out to everybody who's lost somebody to COVID-19. Second, I want to say, if you guys can, please, go check out corpsecollection.com. That's KORPSX collection.com. Go grab a shirt and a hoodie, some leggings, a baby onesie, whatever. Go grab something. You won't regret it. I promise. Like, we've been working really hard to bring you more and more things with higher and higher and higher quality. So go check that out. But without any further ado, this young man, he literally broke my brain about 4 or 5 different times during the podcast. He is just super thoughtful with everything that he says, and puts a lot of time into his craft, and it really shows when you're able to sit down and talk with somebody of his nature and see, the way that they're able to speak so eloquently about what they believe in their dreams lets you know that they've sat down in it and they've pondered it many times. Yeah. I used to always ask people, what is a dream if you haven't dreamt it over 300 times. And he's definitely an over 300 times type dreamer. It was really dope. He's an Oxnard native. He is the co-owner and designer of Merci clothing. He's an artist. He is very, very, like I said, he's a very, very intellectual and very inspiring young man. I first followed him on Twitter, and then realized that, he made this clothing brand that I had also admired. And then, 1 and 2 started being put together, and I was like, oh, snap. Yeah, just listen to our conversation and let us know what you think. Yeah, but this is DeLaun Frazier of Merci Clothing. Yo, brother, can you hear me loud and clear, man?
Yeah, I got you now.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Again, bro, thank you for coming on to the show, dog. This is really exciting for me, man.
Man, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you for even, contacting me and giving me this opportunity to speak on your platform.
Yeah, man. And dude, listen, so we texted a little bit before the show and stuff, and like I was saying, man, this is just a spot for where I want people to be able to speak their piece and talk their shit. You know what I mean? Just kind of people I feel like who haven't been heard enough, or people who, who I think are super dope, and I just want to talk to them. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man. And especially, we kind of chatted on Twitter too. I wanted to bring this up was we chatted on Twitter a little bit about that whole thing with a label, coming out. It's
right.
We got to put that groundwork down, but yeah, so it's dope to tap in with you. You know what I mean? So it's really dope to be able to tap in with you.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's something that been weighing on my conscience real heavy as of late, man. And yeah, we definitely got to put that groundwork in and make something happen, make something come from that.
Yeah, man. And especially knowing, so to even give that little introduction for you, man. You're an Oxnard native, and you're also the co-owner designer of Merci.
Yes, sir.
And so for me, that's super dope because, I've grown up in Oxnard, 99% of my life.
Right.
So I was born in another state, but Oxnard's my home. That's where I've been since I was 3 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spent some time in the East Coast and then came back to Oxnard because I was like, yo, that's home. That's home to me. The beach, the fucking, J Street, Safety.
Right.
Woolley, where Woolley hits Ventura Road right there, that little corner, I don't know, that's just iconic.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
But I wanted to see, so it's so coming out of Oxnard, how how did you come along with Merci? Like, what made you not only pick that name, but what kind of inspired you to be like, oh, this is because, you know, I have a clothing brand too, man, and so I've seen that struggle. I know what that struggle's like, and I know that inspiration, like, you know what I mean? Like, so where did you really pull yours from, and why Merci? Like, what's that name? Like, what's behind it?
So Merci came about, man. I originally grew up hooping. I was a basketball player, bro, and that's something that a lot of people don't even know about me. Like people that I meet within, like, you know, today's day and time, they kind of know me more so for, you know, having a brand and you know, putting out clothing and stuff like that. And but I originally was a hooper, man, and I went to college. You know, got a basketball scholarship and did my thing. And once I finished with that, man, I really wanted to tap into my creative side, man. And I've always felt like, you know, art's been a huge part of my upbringing, and it's just something that just grabbed me at a very young age, man. And I've always just had a knack for drawing things and kind of just seeing something for what it was, and then putting my own spin on it, or, you know, looking at something and being like, damn, that would be cool if, this had this on it, or this was a little bigger, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And you know, so once I finished college, man, I got back out here, got back to Oxnard, and me and my boy Jackson, we started Merci. And you know, he's a buddy of mine that I grew up with and spent a lot of time with. And the name came about because you know, what it means is it means thank you in French, and the correct pronunciation is merci. But we Americanized it to make it sound a little cooler, a little more easy to say, and it just has like a more kind of like edgy, kind of grungy name, you know, or edge to it. So that's kind of how Merci came, man, as far as the name goes. And since then, it's just kind of just been me, you know, putting my ideas out in the way I see fit, and just expressing this part of me that words can't really define. You know what I mean? So I kind of use this medium of clothing and colorways and design to on streetwear to, you know, explain the side of myself that I can't really put words to, man. So it's a necessity for me, man. I have to be able to, you know, to enable to properly function and operate, man. I feel like I just got to be creating something, man. Always got to be making something.
Yeah, man, because I feel there's a saying that I heard. I think I can't remember exactly where it's from, but it was a saying of if you're not actively creating something, then you're actively destroying something else.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, bro, when I heard that, I was like, yo, you know, I was hella blown right there with the homie. Like, and it's like, yo, that's profound. Like, oh my God, that was like a revelation. And it was,
that's some real shit, man.
Yeah. And you know what? I really, and it was also something like what you said right now is like, if this had this on it. And I really like that one really hit me, because I was like, damn, like as creatives, I feel like when we look out into the world, you know, we have like a tilted head. Like, like what if this looked this way? Or what if we did it that way? Just as a creative, I feel like that's such in our nature, bro. And so that was really dope to hear from you. Hear you actually say that, because that's like that's creativity right there. That's
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, so it's actually, so you guys actually got it from Merci. So I had seen that, and I was like, nah. I was like, it can't be that. Like, I was like, nah. Like, that's fucking tight, though. I was like, it's tight because it kind of does. You guys allowed it to have this, like, what's the word? Like a double entendre. Like, it's got two meanings. Like, you know what I mean? So that's pretty tight, man. That's super dope.
Appreciate that, man.
And so you got Merci on the street. People are rocking it. Like, I've seen people rocking it, bro. So that definitely, you know, having my tagging background, when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, there it is right there. Boom, I see you walking. You're a walking billboard right now.
Bro, exactly. That's low key what, like, it's like most like equivalent to, man, exactly what you just said, bro. Like it's a walking billboard, and I can see how you relate to that in forms of like, tagging, hitting up somewhere that has your shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my dad used to be like, "Why do people tag on these vans? This is somebody's van or their work truck." I'm like, "Hey," I was like, "Pop, that's a moving billboard." I was like, "That is a moving billboard, and it's huge, so you're not gonna miss that." Like, oh, okay, like
Not a
he was
single
always
chance. That's dope, man.
And so how long have you been doing your brand, bro?
I would say like we've been it's been pushed for like I would say a good we're nearing 4 years. I want to say like in I think the end of the year, like around like November. I think November is going to be our 4th year, like fully pushing it. Because yeah, we started like kind of hitting it hard, like the end of 2016, kind of the beginning of 2017. So that's when it was really getting put into motion, where like we actually had like not just we put out a T-shirt and then sold the T-shirt and then that's it. Like when it was like a functioning like it was a functioning brand. You know what I mean? We had like a capsule. We had a website for it. We had shoots with the product. Like it was like an actual like systematic type thing. You know what I mean? So once we kind of got the wheels going with that, that's kind of when I say that like it was like a thing. It's been like a premeditated idea for some time, but when it came down to actual like packaging orders, shipping shit out, dropping shit off, picking shit up, yeah, I would say like the end of 2016, beginning of 2017ish. So we're nearing on like 4 years, man.
Yeah, bro. And see, there's a lot of people like that I've seen, and I've talked to about starting clothing brands and stuff. And oh, what do you do? What do you do? And it's like, you know, platforms like Shopify and Etsy and some of these places have made it real easy to do things like print on demand brands and stuff like that. I was
Right.
like, but I tell them like, yeah, that's a cool way to start yourself off, but you got to understand there's other people like like yourself who have their product right in front of them. Everything's done right in front of them.
Yep.
They're designing it, they're printing it, they're packaging it, they're sending it.
Exactly.
And when you have that type of control, you can do so much more with your brands. Like you can do so much more as far as like thank you notes inside the bag. Like you can handwrite a thank you note and drop it in the box and send it off. Like
and that shit goes so far, man. Like I don't mean to cut you off, but like you're saying, like those little details, like you can, you're throwing stickers in, or you write a handwritten letter, you type a letter out and then sign it. You know what I mean? Like there's so much more value to it that actually comes from it when you're actually in charge of all that, as opposed to doing some drop shipping. Like you're literally sitting in. Like I was with my graphic designer yesterday, and we had a good like 3.5, 4 hour session, and I'm literally, you know what I mean? And there's so many little meticulous things that you can that you get an idea for, you know what I mean? That you can change at that like last second, or go back and edit, or go back and add to, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel that entirely, bro.
Yeah, especially and seeing that was one question that I wanted to ask, as far as like just knowing that you have a team. Like what's that value, bro? Because there's a big value in being able to sit beside your graphic designer, sit there and chop it up. Like, you get the design, you step back from it for about 10 minutes, you talk about some other shit, and then you go back and look at it and be like, I think I want some more stuff on this side, or maybe change that shade a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So for you having that team, because like even you were saying like you did sports before too, so I know you know that value of teamwork. So for people who might be listening, like how would you explain the importance of your team in regards to your brand?
Man, that shit is vital. It's the most vital. Like you can't do anything. Like people really think that like they can do things by themselves, or it's better off by themselves. Like you can probably do that for a few months to a year or so, but you're going to start spreading yourself really thin, and it's just going to get harder and harder. And then the work that you're doing is going to start feeling like work, and it's not going to feel like you really tapping into your craft anymore, because you have so many, A through Z to get done, and there's only so many hours in a day, and only, people aren't available when you're available, and it just gets ugly, man. So you got to have a team, man. And that's kind of how I used to operate. By myself, I don't really need a helping hand, or I don't need anything other than myself, you know what I mean, and my own hands and 2 feet. But now you need a team, man. Just like you were saying, just the beauty of being able to sit down with my graphic designer and get everything down to the, dotting my I's and crossing my T's, and literally making sure it's to the exact specifications that I wanted at is such a it's just beautiful to have, because not everybody is able to even have that. A lot of people aren't even able to do that and sit down with anyone at that and get their ideas down. So teamwork, man, teamwork makes the dream work, bro. That's the realest. That's the realest.
Yeah, and it's just, I definitely want to make sure that people hear that coming from people like me, not only me, but you and other heads who have, built these things. These are these things, these babies that we have, and we're building them up. And because I just feel like a lot of people are getting sucked into this, like, it's not even entrepreneur, it's like a solopreneur type of mindset of, oh, I can do it on my own. Oh, I can Google it. Oh, I can YouTube it. Oh, I can. It's like, well, yeah, but you're going to be spread so thin, my G. Like,
right.
And me, I love getting on. Like, I love getting on and spreading my shit across social media. It's like I get a theme off of that. And so if you're like me, you're not going to have as much time to devote to your graphic designing, or going out to LA and shopping for some blanks, like, or actually send down and screen printing it, or direct to garmenting it, however you're going to be doing it. Like, embroidery takes a while, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, son, like
yeah,
you spread way too thin. And that's something that, for myself, was probably being like the main obstacle for me. But, so what would you have said has been one of your biggest obstacles as far as building what you got going up?
Man, one of the biggest obstacles, shit, man. I would say the toughest issue with me, like, I wouldn't say it was like the whole teamwork thing, like, it was a slight issue in the beginning, but not to the point to where it really affected anything. I would say, like, the biggest issue is actually finding these manufacturers, or finding these people, these craftsmen that can help you bring your ideas to life. I would say that was like the toughest obstacle for me, man, is because I'm more so, I care more so about like the art aspect of the work. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, money comes, money will come eventually. And if it's not here right now, money comes and goes. I'm not really too worried about that right now. I care more about, creating an experience that, is timeless and can sit with people for forever, or whenever they see this image or see something that reminds them of some shit that I created. So I would say that was the biggest obstacle, man. It's just finding these people to help me get these ideas done, because you can only go so far with a screen print, and you can only go so far with embroideries and, direct to garments, and this and the third, because, like, for example, direct to garments, some machines can't print over, let's say, if you want to put a design over your a hoodie, and you wanted to overlap the chest portion and the pocket, like, that needle can't go over, you know what I mean, that those hems and those seams, like, it's not able to do that. It won't pick it up. So it's like, damn, how can I, go about figuring out how to get this, image as large as I wanted to cover these portions to be in this colorway And it's just little things like that. Like even like finding someone to stitch in neck tags, like, you know, locally, like all that took me like a good, like 3 years. I would say like 3 years, bro, 2.5, 3 years to find all these people like locally to get this done for me. And now that I have it, it's like, everything is, it's like a big weight off my shoulders because I now have these people that I can count on and rely on, you know, that are going to get the job done the right way, you know. So getting that down was like the biggest stress reliever, man.
Yeah, bro. That's that team, man. That's the team. Fucking having a
Exactly.
team of people you can rely on, man.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly what that is, bro. It's a team.
And you know, and it also kind of like transitions into something I definitely wanted to hear you kind of dive in on just a little, you know what I mean? And it's, you know, when you put your energy into something like you, right? Like some people are probably going to be a little discouraged hearing, oh, you know, it took me 2 years to, you know, get this together. It's taken us 4 years to get like this going and get to this point and blah, blah, blah. And like some people, they want it right now. They want it right now. They want it right now, right now, right now. And it's like, nah, bro, like if you want something to come to life, like live right in front of your eyes,
Right.
like, you gotta put some time into this joint. Like you're gonna, it's like, it's, you know, I've explained to people like, you know, my brand is like my son. Like it's just not, it's not of my blood. It's of my brain. It's of my imagination.
Right.
You know, and my son is going to love me as much as the energy I give to him. You know what I mean? And when you tweeted it, bro, and I literally wrote it down. It says, you give life to what you give energy to.
Oh,
so
that's,
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, yo, that's fucking profound, bro. So like, so like when you're saying it though, like, so what are some of the things, because I feel like that's like a really good mental health topic, you know?
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
And especially during all of coronavirus protests that are still going on heavy today. They might not be getting all the media attention,
Right.
but they're going on heavy today. And so what are some things that you're finding yourself putting your energy into? You know, we know your clothing brand for sure. But what are some other things that you're giving yourself to?
Man, I would just say I'm just giving myself more time to myself, literally. I feel like this quarantine, I mean, outside of it, you know, getting people sick and, you know, unfortunately, you know, killing off some people, like it's a real tragedy, you know, to hear people are losing loved ones behind this. But, you know, outside of that, man, I feel like this quarantine is really a blessing in disguise, man, because and I think it's kind of just a perspective thing. It's just like when's the last time we had this amount of, you know, I guess you can say free time, I guess, necessarily, or time to yourself, you know, to ever, you know, besides when you're like a child, you know, and you're in like an elementary school, or, you know, you're out of school for the summer where you just have like ample free time to kind of do whatever you want to do. It hasn't been like that since then. So I've really just been focusing on myself, man, focusing on, you know, my self-talk. You know, I talk to myself a lot because it keeps my mental in the right space, man. If I'm just, you know, you're the mind, where the mind goes, the body follows, you know. And if you know what I mean, if you're just kind of sluggish and, you know, laying down all day and kind of your mind's in the wrong space, you're absorbing too much of the wrong content, you know what I mean? All that shit affects you so heavily, and I don't think people really realize, you know, the magnitude that it really like that it affects you at, you know. So I've just been really trying to, like, I'm not even a big reader, man, but I've been even trying to read more just to get myself away from my phone, you know what I mean, and get my mind away from the fact of just on constant go mode of, damn, you know, all right, well, shit, let me get shaking on this designer, let me try to come up with a new little, not a scheme, but let me it's just all boils down to like content creation and stuff like that. Like, let me just take my mind away from this for a little bit. So I've just been really putting my energy into myself, man, and rather that be, catch up on some sleep, because I'm a night owl, bro. I go to bed at like fucking 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and get up at like 11, and
Yeah.
that's just the way I operate, man. I'm up all damn day, and sleep for like 5, 6 hours at a time, and then right back to it. So rather it be catch up on sleep, man, or taking a walk, getting some fresh air, even just kicking it with the family, man. Like spending time with fam, and reaching out to people I haven't talked to since back in the day. Like all that shit is just like, and to me, it's like, it's good energy, man. And it's been keeping me in a good place, bro. This quarantine hasn't even, I can't say affected me negatively in the slightest, man. I've actually have been enjoying this quarantine, to be honest with you.
Yeah, bro. Like I was talking about this with a homie, and then I had also made a podcast episode about it. Was something I heard, this methodology of, you got to feed the driver. Like, our body is this vessel that we operate every day, like our car.
Right.
So it's so the idea is let's take a trip to Vegas. We're going to fill the car up, right, with gas. Mandatory.
Right.
But are you going to eat something?
Exactly.
Are you going to nourish your body? Like, so it's like, okay, like, so we got to treat our actual body the same way. The body, our physical body is actually the car.
Right.
Our mind, our spirit, our soul, that's the driver. That's what keeps us fucking focused throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact, bro.
Bro. So I feel you. I feel you big time.
Yeah, and it's so crazy how easily you can neglect that. Like, isn't it a trip how, like, you neglect the most vital part of, the process of the trip of, whatever you're trying to create? It's crazy, man.
And I feel that it's partially, it's partially in our fault, where it's what we choose. Like you were saying, it's like what we choose to consume,
Yeah.
We follow celebrities, and we follow these millionaires and porn stars, or whoever they might be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so you follow them, and like Twitter, let's just take Twitter, bro, because Twitter's wild. You can follow Tiana Trump and literally watch her getting blowed out. Like, whoa. And people are literally waking up out of the bed. You know this. People are waking up, not even getting out the bed, but immediately checking their phone.
Bro, facts.
So they're either not getting the text messages they want. They're, seeing, sex, money, drugs, and death on Twitter. They're seeing that they didn't get the 300 likes like they did on their last picture on Instagram.
Right.
And you sprinkle in politics, you sprinkle in, family drama, and your brain, your spirit, your mind, your whatever people want to call it, it gets fucking drained, bro. I feel like we do this to ourselves every minute of every day, unless you're doing things like reading and going for a walk, or just
detaching for a quick moment.
Yeah, just unplug. Even for me, when I feel really like bogged down with the brand, I just step away from it. I'm like, listen, I love you too much to be this way, with you. So I'm just going to. It's like a weird break. It's like a weird breakup. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just not going to see you today. Like, I'm not going to open up my notebook. I'm not opening up the laptop today.
Right. I'm not texting you back today.
Yeah, I'm putting myself in timeout type of thing.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like this, like you were saying, like the pandemic for me, like on some personal shit, I've been dealing with some crazy shit these past few months.
Oh man.
And that's what made me double down on the podcast, because the podcast has been my way just to talk and get my voice out and just kind of heal myself, because I feel like when people have conversations like this, like we've never even met before, but
right.
This conversation here is like an accord, like we're in accord, you know what I mean? And so that fills me up, like, you know what I mean? So for me as a human, that's something that does it for me, is being in accord with people.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
I can agree on that.
And and something I'm really in accord with you, bro, is something we kind of talked about a little bit earlier, but it's like every time I see you tweet something, bro, it's like I really take this, take like an extra second to read it, like, because it's like, yo, he's saying something right now. Like if he's speaking, he's saying something right now. So what's good?
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that, man. I appreciate that.
But it's just a question of why isn't there a label or some kind of media presence out of Oxnard?
Right.
And so what is it? So for some people, they might not quite understand what you're getting at. So let's kind of reverse engineer this and be like, so what do you truly want to see come out of Oxnard?
Man, personally, I just want to, I mean, and this is just me basing things off of what I've seen and who I know. And I don't know everybody. I don't know everything that's going on. I don't know every organization or every entity that's actually like starting branches to try to like figure out, you know, the answer to these questions. But from what I'm seeing is, you know, I just, man, what I want to see come out of Oxnard is it be not so many people that feel like they need to flee Oxnard in order to make something happen for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you know, issue number one that I, you know, have never really understood, man. Like, and I know it's like super cliche. Not everybody says this, but you know, people are like, oh man, I hate Oxnard. You know, Oxnard sucks, and you know, and it's like I just feel like the thing that contributes to all that is the fact that there's the lack of these this like I guess like structure of like a city life, I guess you can say, which I'm not saying Oxnard needs to be, but it's like whereas like, you know, like the first thing people you know, they want to leave Oxnard and they want to go to LA because there's more opportunity, but it's like I feel like there's a hell of a lot of opportunity here as well. We just don't have these people in places to conduct these things. You know what I mean? So I just want to see Oxnard just be more on the creative side of things. You know what I mean? Like you build more recording studios or art studios or people who are, you know, in the film industry, like have like, you know, open spaces for cinematography and things like that where people can tap into this like side of themselves to help push the culture forward. You know what I mean? I think Oxnard is more than a sufficient place to capitalize on with crafts like that. But there's just not enough people doing it. Like I even have close friends who, you know, they're trying to be a creative director or they're trying to be a stylist, but there's nobody in Oxnard to creative director style. You know what I mean? And so it's like, is it, you know, are people not doing enough? Do people need to, you know, chase their dreams more? Or is this just an area where not that many people are intrigued, you know, in the artistic side of things in that aspect? You know what I mean? So, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's a lot of people out here that want to do things like that based off what they see. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about, like, you know, social media and stuff. Like people see, you know, Virgil and people see, you know, Supreme and, you know, all these, you know, different brands and people, you know, blowing up off of this, then the third. But, you know, they don't want to give themselves the time to even get there, man. And that's what I think is a part of it too. So I just want to see Oxnard, you know, kind of just be just a little more on the side of just like, you know, people kind of coming together and figuring out ways to push things forward, man. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm trying to figure out the steps with the people that, you know, I converse with on how to try to bring a little more life here in that aspect.
Bro, well, we will definitely chop it up more about that later on a personal tip.
Definitely.
But I just, when I read it, I was like, oh my God, like everything I've been thinking has just been vocalized on Twitter. Like, why are you doing this to me? Like I just didn't understand how to put it into the right words. I was like, dude, we need that. So like, we need it so bad. And I look at it in the sense of, like you were saying, like, why do I have to leave?
Right.
Why do I have to leave when I'm trying to bring opportunity here?
Exactly.
Why do I have to go? Like, this isn't that type of thing where, you know, the next closest school is 60 miles away. We don't live in those days anymore.
Right.
You know, half of us can do school from the comfort of our homes now, which is an amazing blessing, you know? So
Definitely.
as a creative, why do I have to go venture? Why do I have to go away to hopefully bring something back to the people?
Right.
And like the whole idea of just, it's, to me, like, I think like it's needed here so bad because some of the dopest clothing brands that I've seen, like I know the homies from Addiction.
Oh yeah. That's the homie.
Yeah, homie, that's homie.
Martin.
Isaac Roman and them. I know all them. I know them boys.
Yes,
He
sir.
does my tats. He does my
Yep.
tats and shit. So,
Yep.
so it's like seeing these guys is like there needs to be we need something bigger going on here so that we not only all stay in connection, but this money stays in connection. Like it's it's one of the things, because I've been reading a lot of like Italian mafia books,
Mm-hmm.
not just like these weird like autobiographies, but some of the stories of the people of how they organize themselves.
Right.
And it was mainly about keeping Italian money inside of Italian communities.
Facts.
So I was like, okay, like, so let's not be so, segregated here. How about 805? We shop local more.
Yep.
Why is me as a clothing brand, why do I need to go to LA to get my shit screen printed or embroidered or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Who here in Oxnard can do this for me?
Facts.
I'll pay you. Like, I'll pay you. Don't trip. Don't worry about that. Can you do it? Can you get the fucking job done?
Right.
Oh, you can? Cool. I got 5 other people who need to talk to you, and they're all local.
Bro, and that's the exact same mission that I'm on. That's why when I was saying it took me damn near 3 years to find, across the board, all these manufacturers locally so I can keep it local. First of all, I don't want to drive to LA every time I need to get something done. I don't even really like being out there like that. It's a lot going on. It's mad traffic and you know what I mean? Beautiful city, but I mean it's just not me, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's, factor number one, man, was lock in manufacturers here to keep the money here to grow business here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which contributes to the overall, question that we all have. How can we continue to grow it out here? And like you said, I got 5 other people. I refer any and everybody that's trying to get something done. I refer them to all my plugs just to bring them more business, get more money in their pocket, get their name out there, and it just helps progress things a little quicker.
Yeah, and I think for a while I kind of ran into this problem, and I think it was because I was so new in it. But when I was speaking to people like, hey, who does your shirts? Or who does this? Or hey, who does that for you? And it was like, oh, no, I can't tell you. Oh, I can't tell you. That's my plug. Like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dog. Like, help me out, bro. Like, hey, but I'm your boy, right? Like, I'm your boy. So what's up? Put me on game, dog. Like, I feel like a label is needed. Something of that organizational matter is needed because we not only have the talent, we not only have the resources, but I feel like a lot of people, especially in our space, like young business owners, like we get so caught up in this idea of lack of abundance. Like, homie, money is abundant. You were even saying it earlier. Like, money's gonna come and go, playboy. Like,
exactly.
As soon as you buy that watch, like that $600 just went out your bank account. Like, come on, bro. Like,
exactly.
let's think about this a little bit more. You know what I mean? And it's like there's abundance here in the 805 that I really hope that we all get to tap into, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. It's all a process, and I feel like again too with Oxnard kind of being a place that's like you don't really know too many people that came out of here like creatively. That's like blown up and done something crazy. But I just think I think this is a issue across the board, like across the world, like a crab in a bucket mentality too. You know what I mean? Like someone trying to be first, like, oh no, I gotta be first. Like, I gotta be the first one. Like, nah, I'm not gonna put you on. Like, why would I put you on? You're gonna be competition. It's like you can't think like that. If you think like that, you're opting yourself out of so many opportunities, you know what I mean, to connect and link with people and help build. The way I see it is whoever can kick that door down first that's what matters most, you know, because once that happens, you know, you release the floodgates and everybody can get through that motherfucker. But it's a fact of being a team and figuring out, you know, utilizing each other to try to kick that door down, because that's the only thing standing between us and the other side.
Oh, bro. Oh my God. See, and I ran into this. You probably ran into it, but I ran into it face first. Was everybody has a clothing brand? Right. Everybody has and I've ran into that so much. Your brand, you know, like the name. Oh, this. Oh, that. It's like, well, first off, you know, and my philosophy with that, bro, like how you were saying, like the crab in the bucket mentality, that gotta be the first one, gotta be the first.
Right.
And it's like, bro, like listen, everything is already done. It's already been invented, or you have to innovate now. And as creatives, we are the most innovative people, because like we were saying earlier, we look at life with that tilted head of, damn, that would look cool, but if you did this to it.
Right.
And so we continuously innovate things. And it's, you know, you can be the first at something, right? That's great. You can be number 999 and be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
So the people to do it first ain't always the ones to do it best. Because I fucking put money on it. You put LeBron James against the very first player ever signed by the NBA, he's going to smash them. He's going to smash that guy.
Hey, that's the best analogy I've ever heard in my life, bro.
He's going to smash these dudes, bro. Like that's why I hate the conversation of who's better, Kobe or Michael, or Kobe or LeBron. It's like, bro, like creativity, sports, anything that takes that type of drive, it's wine, bro. It gets better with every single year that passes.
Yeah, bro. It's in constant state of growth and change.
Yeah, and it's standing on the backs of giants every time. You know, Jordan had Larry, he had Magic Johnson, and he stood on their back.
Right.
And then you had Kobe come around and stood on his back, because now, you know, he took what Michael did good and implemented it and innovated it into his game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have LeBron come in, and it's like, yo, I got to see Steve Nash, I got to see Kobe, I got to see all these amazing players, Ray Allen, all Dwayne Wade, all these amazing players, and now I get to stand on their back.
Exactly.
So it's like, now you got like Giannis coming in, who's kind of got a build like LeBron, maybe not all the skills, but now we start to see the new wave of giants who are going to stand on LeBron's back, and they'll have the who's better, LeBron or this guy debate in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy because and it's something about like the human functionality that you have to see something be done in order to outdo it. You know,
Ooh.
like I forget who it was, but like the world record for like the first mile time was like fucking 6 minutes or 5 minutes and something, and then that motherfucker, that once that happened, that dude ran a mile in like 4 minutes and like fucking 40 seconds or some shit. Like he just had to see that mile time be hit to surpass it.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name or how it went, but it's like it's a trip. I read up about that, and it was like kind of speaking on like that topic of like how human beings kind of, it's like human nature that you have to kind of sometimes see things to be done first in order to surpass them, man. And that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it is, man.
Man, that's just something, bro, that I hope like more and more of us, you know what I mean? Because that got me wanting to go write some shit down now and just go start working on some stuff. It's like, I gotta beat what's already been done. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, that competitive nature, you know, not even like with competing with someone, but just competing with myself. Like, can I do this? Like, you think I can jump that high? Like, you know, or you think I can get this done by 8 a.m. or 9 a.m.? Like, you know, I'm gonna be up all night. Fuck it. Like, I can do it. Man, bro, that's deep, man. And I'm really glad that we were able to get on this podcast and be able to chop it up, man. And I hope we can do this again in the future, bro.
Oh man, just let me know, man. I'm nothing but a phone call, text message away, bro. I'm always
Yeah,
looking.
I got your number now, so you'll definitely be hearing more from me, man, and trying to stay in contact, because there is some stuff I want to do, in the 805, and if we can all work together and get some shit going, you know what I'm saying? It would be sweet, bro.
Bro, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it.
One last thing, because bro, just just hearing you, man, it makes me feel better, because I feel like when somebody's really walking in their purpose, you can hear it in their voice when they speak about it, in the way that they present themselves. And you tweeted something, right? It's your pinned tweet. It goes, "I just hope I'm on the right track of doing what God put me on this earth to do." And bro, that I added into my prayer every morning, man, was like, if I'm walking in my purpose, like, allow me. And if I am, allow me to refine it. So I can, so I can be closer into your grace and glory. Like, I say that every day, bro. It's like my morning affirmation,
Yes,
and
sir.
bro, I think I don't know what's in store for you in the future, but you're on that track, man. I can hear it when you speak, bro, and I see it in the product that you put out, the time that you put into it, and just the way that, I don't see you as one of those clothing brand owners who kind of flex it and flaunt it and throw it into everybody's face. Like, you know what you do, and you know what you're capable of, and everything else speaks for itself. And it's been a pleasure, bro. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, bro.
Man, thank you so much for your kind words, bro. That shit means a lot to me, man. It makes me feel like I'm actually, doing things right, which is just all the validation I need, man. I just kind of just want to make moves in the right direction, and just, we're on the same mission, bro. We're one and the same, bro. So it makes me feel like I'm not crazy after all, bro. I got somebody I can relate to.
Dead ass, though. That's dead ass.
Sir.
I'd be feeling like that at 2 a.m, looking at my laptop, like, am I crazy for having this dream, or
Bro,
is this where it starts at?
I know that feeling all too well, man. All too well.
Alrighty, brother. Well, man, thank you again for being on the show, and I'll send you a text right now, bro.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me, my guy.
All right, my man. Stay blessed.
All right, man. You too.